So this is a video in response to an email message or a message that I got. And I'm not gonna say who it's from because you'll know who you'll know who you are after I'm done with this, and I'll link this to your whatever message so that you know this is for you. But I'm gonna read a little bit of it for anybody that's out there kind of wondering the same thing. Maybe it'll be helpful to you too. And it goes as follows. I have a simple question that I'm not sure, or that I'm sure doesn't have a simple answer. How did you handle this pregnancy without losing it mentally after your loss? I lost my baby at 37 weeks. I delivered a stillborn. I am now 9 weeks pregnant and so filled with worry that I feel like I'm drowning sometimes. Is there anything that you told yourself with this pregnancy to calm yourself down? Okay, that wasn't the whole message, but it was pretty much the question part of the message. Alright, so here it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy at all. I've even questioned getting pregnant again in the future simply because of the emotional roller coaster I went through this pregnancy. In the beginning, I was ecstatic. I was so happy, and so was Arturo. He was just elated. And then the worry kicked in. Okay, so now we have to wait for first ultrasounds, we have to wait for testing, it was just horrible because it was a matter, it was just a big waiting game. And I don't know about you, but I'm horrible at waiting, and I have very little patience when it comes to things that are this important, you know? So what did I do to cope? I turned to Arturo. And if you are with your partner and he's supportive, I can't tell you enough how much that's going to help you. Because during those rough times when you just cry because you just don't even know what to feel, he's going to be there lending a shoulder for you to cry on. He was always so supportive. When I lost my pregnancy before, he used to tell me, if you want to cry, just cry. It's okay. I'm here for you. And with this pregnancy, he's like, if you're worried, talk to me. He'll look at my face and he'll see that I have something on my mind, and he'll be like, what's wrong? What are you thinking about? So I never felt like I had to hold back, and I always had somebody to confide in and say everything to. Another thing I did was I didn't tell anybody I was pregnant till I was 3 months pregnant. The first person I told was my little sister because I knew she would be just ecstatic. But for a lot of people that doesn't work out, and just for me it did. I feel like not only did I went through so much pain, but then everyone else kind of didn't even know what to say to me. I had a lot of good support from a lot of people, friends and family, but it got to a point where a lot of them wouldn't even ask about how I felt about my loss. They weren't as understanding a few months after. Very little people were. And I just felt that if I went through something difficult again, I had a pregnancy loss, I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to just have the most important person, which was Arturo, around, and that was it. I didn't want anything else. So it's kind of a personal choice. You just kind of outweigh it. If you go through a loss, do you want people that are supporting you, and or you just might have a handful of people that you just want to tell, and that's it. So that was another thing I did. Another thing was by 6-7 weeks, I was just setting my mind into positive mode. I would force myself to think positive. I would go and I bought the baby some little sleepers, and for as much as I didn't want to, because I felt oh my god, I'm gonna jinx it, I still did it. And I was after I did it, I was happy I did it, because it kind of was just I'm getting ready for my baby, not I'm getting ready for a loss, So That's pretty much, oh, very, 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 very important. Aside from having a supportive partner, I had a very, very supportive doctor. My maternal fetal doctor is just amazing. Like, not only is she helping me physically through this pregnancy, but also emotionally. Like, this lady knows how to spend 45 minutes up to an hour in the room with me, just talking to me and asking me questions on how I feel and telling me how she understands that, you know, how a lot of her patients, because she doesn't just take any patients. She takes people that have had losses like I did, or complications, and she sees them through with their pregnancy. And I'm actually her last pregnancy that she's going to be seeing through, because she's going to be staying home with her own daughter. So she actually, the fact that she's a woman and, you know, she has a little girl and she can sympathize with me. So it's not like I just go in and, you know, it's ABC and I go, you know, and go on about my day. She actually takes the time to listen. So I have someone supportive at home. I have, you know, a very supportive doctor, and I don't know, it got me through this entire pregnancy. And we'll see, like, now I've just got to the point where every time I go in, she's like, oh, she has like the sweetest, softest voice ever, and she's like, you know, you're gonna get through it. I know you feel like you've been pregnant forever, and with everything you went through, you just want this baby here. And she's so right. Like, it's just been crazy, and she just gets me. She understands me, and that's so important. So if I could give you that much, take your time and look for a good doctor. Not only a good doctor that knows medicine, but a good doctor that gets your style, and can relate, not necessarily relate to you, but can understand you, because that's very important. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anytime I needed to call or go in, like for those visits where I was just scared because I might not have felt him, and it was just me being really paranoid, they were always so happy to take me in. They always reassured me, like making me feel like I wasn't just a crazy person, which is really good. So yeah. Alright, hon, I hope that I answered your question, and I helped you out with that, because that's really pretty much everything I did, aside from like just going to school and all that other good stuff that kind of kept my mind off a lot of things. So, yeah. Alright, bye.